Welcome again. It is still Good Morning Anambra, and we are now in our discussion segment. And what are we going to look at this morning? The 2022 Workers' Day Benefits and Prospects. That's the topic for now, and we'll have a guest that has joined us for that. She is Comrade Chinwe Urizu, State Chairman, NLC, Anambra State. Good morning, Comrade. Welcome to Good Morning Anambra Studios.
Thank you so much.
Have you been here before?
No.
Also, okay, so feel at home. We don't bite, we chat.
Okay.
Okay. And Ebere Ugona has joined me. Good morning, Ebere.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm just watching, from the other side and see you how the press review was going. I must say it's good.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, like we said, the 2022 Workers' Day, the benefits and the prospect. Workers' Day is a holiday that honors all workers. It is celebrated on the first day of the month of May in many countries of the world. And then on this day, workers of all kinds have a day off, except for me, Ebere, Ugonna, and the rest of us in the studios because we are working, even on Workers' Day. Okay, but what do we do? It's well. Now tell us, madam, how did Workers' Day come about?
Workers' Day has been on ground since 1886 or so. And it emanated from the struggle. There was a scenario in U.S. where hair markets, they were struggling and there was a kind of commotion and some of them got killed. So from that day, this is a kind of commemoration of the death of those that struggled for the something of that day. So, and it has become an international celebration to celebrate the workers all over the world.
Okay. So to commemorate the death of these people.
Okay, once again, good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I actually saw you the very first day, that's on Sunday, at Alex Ekweme Square, where the workers were celebrating, and I watched you read the speech and all of the needs, of the workers in Anambra State, and of course, I want you also eulogize the governor for all he's also been doing since he took over the mantle of office. Quickly, let's look at that particular day on Sunday. Okay. What was it like for you being able to pass your message to the present governor, and what are your expectations as regarding workers' welfare when it comes to the workers in Anambra State?
Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, I feel very elected and happy. At least the governor is interfacing with the workers for the first time. And he's an incoming governor, and it's a thing of pleasure to have him one-on-one, at least to interface with him and at least intimate the problems of workers. Because as a matter of fact, the workers of Anambra State has myriad of problems. And this is not an issue. It's a day we have to tell our governor our hearts. Because at times, all this bureaucratic bottleneck may not allow you to get that closer all the time. So a May Day is a day that we need to interface and interact with the governor and peradventure tell him our minds and our demands of the workers. So that day we took time. You see the volume of the address. Yes, it was really voluminous, and the problems were not even enough, because if you had to contend on the problems the workers are facing in Anambra State, it might be a notebook or a novel per se. But then we picked some of the pertinent problems. And
okay, and what was his response like, the governor's response?
He gave us a kind of hope. At least from last week, he made sure that the gratuities and pension of retirees since 2017 has started coming. At least that one gave us a glimpse of hope that he would do something. And like he just said, he's going to look into the minimum wage. Because as a matter of fact, what we're taking home now cannot longer take us home.
I actually wanted to ask you that, whether there's hope in that direction, because I know that a Edo State governor increased their own
30 to
40,000 naira.
And the problem we have in Anambra State is that I've been sure we were not there before. Series of increment and 5,005, 7,005, 15,500 to 18,000 and 18,000 to 30,000. So a lot of gaps. And before now, I think what they were doing was to, when you say they have an increment in salary, they will just sparsely put 3,000, 5,000 or thereabouts in people's salaries. So actually, there has never been a very correct table towards that actualizing the minimum wage.
And what are you doing?
And the 30,000 naira now is almost taken over by inflation, because even a bag of rice in the market now is more than 30 or more than 30 or so. So that is our priority as a labor center. Because when a worker is happy, it affects the productivity and output will increase. Okay. So we are going to engage our governor, and I believe that since he's a doing governor, he said he was once what do I say? A worker. And he's still a worker because as a professor, he's supposed to be lecturing in one of the universities.
And even now, he's still a worker because he's being paid salary.
He's being paid salary. So he can feel our pulse.
Okay.
So he knows what to do. And I believe that in no distant time, that the governor will do something on that.
Okay, let's move on. So let's come back home now. How will you assess the relationship between Nigeria Labour Congress and the government, federal and state, for that matter? How will you assess the relationship? Would you say that it's cordial? Because recently we have not heard of any strike or whatever. That means that
it's not that it's cordial, but you know, strikes and agitations are the last options. Okay. You know, labor this time around is not that kind of labor in those days, where you always fight, pull guns and all these radicalities and all the. We believe in negotiation and dialogue. So a lot has been done. But the problem we have in this country is that the government is not living up to the expectation of the workers. Because you see the ASU is on strike now. It's about engaging the government and the government living up to the agreement signed. But when you see that the government is not doing it, that is why even you call for strike and all those things. So like I am saying now that the labor is doing a lot. Because as we say that we are the country is very fragile now. It's almost like in a keg of gunpowder. You see, so hitting up the polity now may become an insecure. Because like I want to cite an example. The other time the labor wants to protest about air Rufai, whatever. You see what happened there? It was almost like they got people to fight the labor force.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question because a lot of people are watching now, Nigerians are watching, and of course this is still the week of celebrating the workers, you know, globally. Do you believe the Nigerian workers have faith in the Nigerian Labour Congress? Now, why I ask this question is a lot of workers believe that there are issues to be sorted out. And there are issues that Nigerian Labour Congress should sort out. Yeah. And they're seeing them as people, as a union who fights for them. Most of them have this mindset that even when these issues are glaring, you know, to the people, that the people in charge of the Nigerian Union Labour Congress finds it hard to fight for the cause of the workers, because most times they have this belief that it's either they are bribed, it's either they are paid, you know, some certain amount of money, and instead of tackling the issues that is affecting the workers, they keep mute. What would you have to say about that?
No. I beg to disagree with that point. Because, you see, one thing is very certain. Sometimes people say what they don't know. The labor is there for the downtrodden and the workers. And they fight for the welfare of these workers. So people saying that they are being bribed or something like that, it's not true. Because I could remember now, there was a scenario, that was in 2018. The health sector, that the federal part of the health sector, went on strike. and they are being owed 2 months out of that April and May of 2018. But most recently, they have paid the money. You understand? So what we are now looking at is that Labour go into negotiation, even NLC at the national. They are up and doing. They are doing some. They are having sleepless nights. But the problem is that the present government is a government that they will agree on a thing. Immediately you leave that negotiation table, it is another story for
So
the
what
day.
exactly is the Labour Congress doing, the union? Because here's the thing, if you say that is a problem, that the present-day government could agree on a particular thing, could even go as far as signing on a particular thing, but the implementation is the problem.
Yeah.
What is the union doing as regards to this? Because that's where my question comes in, that do the Nigerian workers, do you believe they still have faith in NLC?
Yeah, I do. Why? Because actually the thing is, Labour has to be what can I say? A part of the government, and they work hand in hand.
Okay.
And it's not that the Labour is keeping quiet. They have been negotiating. And I tell you that strike is always the last option. You understand? So, and the problem is, if you call out these workers to strike, sometimes they are the people to sabotage the strike. Because if you say that you are, let me take a scenario in Anambra State now. You can't call a strike in Anambra State now. Before it will get to 1 week, you see people agitating. It's better we go back to work. That the little they are giving us is enough for us. It's better we have a little than not having at all. Because government has come with this no work, no pay. You understand? But it's against
the union. They haven't come up with anything.
No, they are fighting it. That was why we even got the April, May of 2018. It was a long time something. Okay. But eventually, the government has agreed to pay, and they are paying.
All right, thank you very much. We're still looking at 2020 Workers' Day benefits and prospects. Yeah. And Comrade Chinwe Orizu is still with us in the house. If you want to participate or make your contribution, the number is on your screen. You call and then tell us how you feel about what the topic we are talking about, or make your own contribution. Coming back to you now, Comrade Chinwe, what is NLC doing to stem the tide of unemployment in Nigeria? Because it does appear that those of us in the job, we don't retire, and our children will have about 4 or 5 graduates in the house waiting for mommy and daddy to retire so that they will take their place, thereby unemployment piling. So what are you doing concerning that?
Actually, it's the work of the government to create room for employment. And when government don't create this room for employment, they are even giving way for all this incessant insecurity. Because some of our youths that are unemployed, some of them, peradventure, if they don't have that good home upbringing, can mix up with the society, and looking for a way to get out of the poverty situation or whatever. What I'm employing to the government is that let them create jobs, let them create avenue for jobs.
What is the NLC doing to ensure that the government is creating jobs?
No,
I've not heard them call for that. What kind of pressure? This is supposed to be a pressure.
Like I am saying that the government, the NLC has been talking about look, I can give you something that has happened during this meeting. We wish to reiterate our call for improved social protection and investment in social services and deal with human insecurity.
Okay, 1 minute, man. 1 minute. Yeah, hello. Somebody has joined us. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, yeah, good morning.
Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Ayola, Prophet Ayola.
Prophet Ayola, you're calling from where?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, you're welcome. Make a contribution now.
Lagos.
Yes,
go
ahead.
Go ahead. Make your contribution.
Yeah. Please, I just want to contribute. I need to ask that woman a question.
Go ahead.
You understand? This woman, the way the woman is talking, is trying to defend the government. The country does not have the security. How they want to provide a job need to be talking of security before you provide a job.
Okay.
People, they are dying every blessed day.
Okay. Are you done?
You're not supposed to talk about job, about anything for now. People, they are dying every second, every minute, every day. So what you are supposed to say, he's not saying it, just be saying another thing.
Okay, it's okay. It's expected you ask question and not to criticize. It's okay. Thank you very much, Johnson. Thank you. Thank you. Well, like I said, that the NLC is supposed to be a pressure group, you know, that we pressing government to do what we need and not, because you say that you are working with the government. Okay, perhaps that's why Johnson is reacting that way.
No, you know, he just talked about unemployment, and I'm talking about unemployment. So when we go into security, we talk about security. I think
sorry,
the
another person is here. Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, go ahead.
The government is the people to provide security for the populace, for their citizens. You know, but the government is not doing enough in terms of security.
Whether he expects NLC to provide security.
Yeah. No, NLC cannot provide security because they are not chief security officers.
That's why I'm asking a question.
You understand? So it's the government that will provide the security for the workers. And when there is insecurity, it even affects the production of the production of the wealth of the nation. Because you cannot go to work and you are afraid of being kidnapped or being shot down, or kind of, like there was a scenario in the north when they go to hospitals to kidnap health workers in the hospital. So government is not doing enough.
Okay.
All right, well, Ayola, thank you so much for calling, but I need to let you understand that it's not the job of NLC to provide security. If you understand what I mean, everyone, there's division of labor, you understand. So as much as possible, NLC is doing what they have to do, and part of their job is to look deeply, critically into the needs and the welfare of workers. And of course, that is what the state chairman is actually telling us this morning. But for security, of course, we'll keep believing, keep hoping, and keep doing your own part. When you see something, you say something. Quickly, let me come back to you, Comrade Orizu. We've been talking about Workers' Day celebration, and you've also told us most of the needs of workers, what the government should be doing. Let's get back to the workers themselves. Okay. Yesterday we talked about dignity in labor. A lot of people believe that the workers are not putting enough. One. Secondly, a lot of people are also believing that there is no dignity in labor. For instance, you agree with me that the quest for young people, this get rich quick syndrome, has actually, you know, it's a big one with our youths today. Where do we go from here? Because a lot of people who don't believe in dignity in labor, what would you have to say to them that it is important they begin to believe that for one who works, there should be a reward?
Thank you so much. I don't think any worker in anywhere in the world believes that integrity is sacrosanct, is important.
Okay.
Very, very important. And for a worker to come to the office, stay in the office from 8 o'clock to 4 p.m., that is the 8 hours authorized by the ILO, deserve his pay. You understand? So what I'm saying on this one is that I'm not party to any corruption or anything or any tips while in a workplace.
Okay.
But the government should do something to improve the welfare of these workers.
Government should do something.
Pay them as at when due. And make sure that the wages they are paying them can at least
take care of them.
Take care of them.
So that they won't go into corruption.
So that they won't go into this, if you don't pat my back, I won't do all this bureaucratic bottleneck.
Thank you. Let's hold it there as we bring in some people that we spoke with on the street to tell us exactly what they feel about this topic.
At the heart, at the core of government building or development. So workers can contribute in so many ways. If they are dedicated to their service, that service alone at their respective offices is enough to boost government development. And that dedication is owing that work as if it is their own. Do it as if you are doing it unto God. Do it as if it is your own your own quota you are contributing to the community. If you work that way, then you bring out the best in you, you contribute to the best in you. And when government appreciates them, workers will be very happy. When workers receive their salary, they will be happy and work. And when they see that it's a government that has their interests at heart, pay them as at when due. Those that are on retirement, also pay them their retirement benefits. Then everybody will be happy.
There are cases where people who are supposed to be doing their job are not necessarily found in their place of work. So punctuality to work is one of the factors that will contribute to the development. Secondly, supporting the government in what they are doing, in all the activities, contributing their own quota, and to see that everything works out well.
You can imagine, even in this harsh economy, they strive with their salaries to do a lot of works, both home and the society. But there is more to it. Even though what I'm being paid is little, but let that passion, that service be there. What can I give? So what they should give is what they should give, not really what they will expect. So that at the end of the day we can grow the nation with the mindset of giving back instead of taking.
As a worker, we all have our various roles to play in our establishments or wherever we work. But mostly, manpower really matters in where we work. So we need to put in our best. Because as a worker, as an employee, if I don't have a good output of my job, then that means I'm not helping my company. I'm not helping my employer.
Welcome back. It is still Good Morning Anambra, and we are looking at 2022 Workers' Day, the benefits and the prospects. Okay, I will still have Comrade Chinwe Urizu with us in the house. Madam, you're still welcome. Let's see how we can round off this section by asking you, apart from the March past that we experienced yesterday, are there other activities that you slated for this year's Labour's Day? Workers' Day, sorry.
I did a commentary.
Okay.
And it was done in this your station.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hope you
So, yeah. So, May Day is all about, that March past actually is a march for justice. You understand? It's not just that we want to march, but we are marching. Like you see the NUJ, they put up their biros. And there are so many things. There are significance of whatever is done in May Day. The march past. And the address, sometimes, you see, why we take time highlighting these things is that we have many affiliates. And when you compound the problems of the affiliates, it becomes so married. And so you pick the ones that are important. I want to say that the welfare of any worker is very, very important. Because if that person, and the conducive work environment, very conducive work environment, if you have a conducive work environment, it will give you the morale, it will give you the passion to even wake up in the morning and be feeling happy you're going to work. But if you don't have decent work environment, it will be like this work safe. I don't even want to go to work today. Right. After all, what do I get from going there? You understand? So the welfare of workers is paramount. And any governor or any person that is in authority that doesn't take the welfare of workers as a priority, at least is doing injustice to that workers.
All right. Thank you. For want of time, quickly, what is your pattern message to Nigerian workers and especially Anambra State workers?
I wanted wanted to ask, I had wanted her to tell us some of the challenges they're facing before you give us that part.
Okay, challenges.
The challenges you're facing. Remember what you are looking at, the benefits and the prospects. What are the challenges that the workers are facing, apart from what you have said now? Are there other things? And then, what is the prospect like? Before your parting message, please.
Okay, there is no place in a workplace that you can't face challenges. There are a lot of challenges the workers are facing. Like we said in that our address, that the government should at least build a low-cost houses for the workers. You know, the rent these days is very exorbitant.
Especially here in Oka.
It's everywhere in the world, even in Anambra State in particular. So what the little money they take home cannot give them a decent accommodation. You talk about transport. Transportation now is very high. Like before now, you from Onitsha to Oka, it's like 200, but today it's 500. So transportation, housing, and
even when you are riding,
the roads are not good. So we are believing that the government should look into those places. And what we are talking about, a worker deserves his wage. This wage should be very, very important.
A living wage.
We don't have even a minimum talking about living wage. So what we are saying is that the government should do something. You know, when you compare Nigerian workers to working as that is even why there are brain drain.
Okay.
If you look at if you quantify the percentage of $1 to what if you divide this your salary in a month, your salary a day is not up to 200.
Okay, is there any hope? Any hope that a Nigerian worker will one day sing a good song?
Yeah, there is hope. There is hope. But where it behoves on all these politicians on who is going to be next in power. Because when we talk about no money, pay salary, you say there is no money, do this, you say there is no money. But the politicians are enjoying. Okay. We want to make it known to the government that these workers are the people that create wealth. Because one of the stanzas of the song say, they have taken untold million that they never thought to get. But with our brain and muscle, we can do something. Without workers, you cannot generate, because it is the workers that generate even the money they are eating. Because it is our taxpayers' money. They take money from us as people that work.
And you're telling the Anambra too?
Yeah, they should. They should Anambra, and I believe that Mr. Governor will do something. Will do something so that the workers will be happy. And this technology and whatever he has just said that day will come into place. And we need training and retraining of workers so that we can meet up with the global trends.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming. Comrade Chinwe Orizu, thank you very much for joining us this morning to look at this topic, 2022 Workers' Day, the benefits and the prospects. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, my name is Sijama, and I have a bearer with me.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Stay
We're
by.
not leaving. We're still here. So join us in the next topic.